Hi, this is Fred from WP Shout, and I'm going to talk you through me creating the first iteration of what will become the WP No Code website. So I've started with just some text that I think we're going to use on the site, but we don't have hosting or anything else for the WP No Code site. But since this isn't going to be the actual live creation of the final version of the website itself, I am going to just put it on hosting that we already control within SiteGround. So in the full tutorial, you'll see the process of actually buying SiteGround hosting. But in this tutorial, I'm going to use actual hosting that we already have. So I'm going to My Accounts cPanel. Where I'm headed is the WordPress installer tool. SiteGround, through an auto installer called Softaculous, makes it very, very easy to create new WordPress installs. A WordPress install is basically an entire WordPress site. So I'm going to put this as a child of the WP Shout site. The directory is going to be no code WP, or actually let's make it WP no code. Site name will be WP no code. Site description, no code guide to, let's say, WordPress assembly tutorials, no code WordPress assembly tutorials. Okay, I'll make the admin username Fred, and the password I'm going to change so that you guys don't get access to it. So for the time being, it's just going to be ASDF 4 times. So go ahead and try that on the website. And if I have changed it, then good. If not, you can, hack in and blackmail me and David. Okay, so I'm going to set this to my actual admin email. English is a fine language. We do want the classic editor. I don't want their WordPress starter pack. I don't really want limit login attempts. It's a good plugin, but I don't want them to install it for me. Don't need any advanced options. So we're just going to watch them install it. So this loading bar looks like it takes a while, but often it'll do that. It doesn't move at a steady pace. So we can go from this install directly to the admin URL. And it didn't even make us log in. We're actually already in. So at this point, we have a working WordPress website up at wpshout.com/wpnocode, as you can see. Now it's running the default theme that comes with WordPress, which as of WordPress 5.3 is this 2020 theme, which is really pretty. But to be able to customize in the way we're going to want to customize, we're going to install our own theme. So we're going to go onto the back end of the site, go Appearance, Themes, Add New. We're going to upload a theme. So you don't want to bother with the free theme repository, the WordPress free theme repository. Those themes just are not really good enough to base a real site around. What we're going to use is a theme called Astra, which I have in my downloads folder. And the current version is 2.1.2. So I did choose file. It's a zip file that you get. In the full front to back demo, I'll show you how I got that zip file. But for now, we're just going to activate Astra. And we're going to see that the site looks a lot different. So this is our starting point. This is what Astra looks like starting out. And what I'm going to do is Astra does this nice thing where when you purchase Astra Pro, they automatically give you a child theme as well. I believe. Let me see if I can find that. And I think I may have named it WP Shout Astra Demo. So sure, let's just try that. Okay, so we're going to activate the child theme. And you can see that now the theme we're running is called WP Shout Astra Demo, which is good. And they also send you a plugin which I'm going to upload, called Astra add-on. So we're going to install that. And now that it's installed, we're going to activate it. All right. So yeah, you'll see the 3 plugins we have running right now are this Astra Pro plugin, the classic editor, which disables Gutenberg. The Gutenberg is the new WordPress editor. I typically don't use it. I think in a year or two it might be worth using, but right now I like the classic editor. And so this classic editor plugin is what does that. So that's what gives you this familiar WordPress authoring interface instead of the Gutenberg interface. And I guess I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to deactivate the classic editor, and you'll see that we now get a Gutenberg interface. And again, I like the direction Gutenberg's headed, but I myself don't use it yet. So yeah, we're going to stick with the classic editor. Okay, so we've got these 3 plugins. Now let's look at what themes we're running. You can see we're running this Astra child theme, which I've named WP Shout Astra Demo. We've got Astra itself, which has an update available. And let's go ahead and just delete 2019, since we're not really going to need it. I'm going to go ahead and update Astra. And now we're on 2.1.3, so they just have a recent update, so I just went ahead and got that update. Okay. So, pretty plain site right now, but one of the nice things that Astra does is they will let you import entire site templates. So I'll show you that in a second. But right before I do that, we have one more thing to upload. It's another plugin, and it is Beaver Builder, which is the best page builder plugin in WordPress. So you see I've already got this zip file for the Beaver Builder plugin in my downloads. And this is the pro version of the plugin. It's the paid version. So I'm going to go ahead and install it. Beaver Builder is a fairly large plugin, so it's really thinking about it. You can actually see in the bottom left this uploading progress bar is in the 90s now. Okay, that should be done. Now we're going to go ahead and activate Beaver Builder. Okay, what is Beaver Builder? It's a page builder plugin, and I will show you what that means as soon as I pull in a demo site. So, good. So we're running WP Shout Astra Demo. Everything looks good. The site is named WP No Code. Let's see global. Let's see. Okay. So if we go to Astra options, I'm just going to go ahead and activate everything that Astra Pro comes with. Now I may come in and get rid of some of these later, but for the time being, let's just go with these. Do I need any of this stuff? No, I don't think so. So now that I've done that, you're going to see some more options in the menu. And in particular, custom layouts is what we're looking for. Or excuse me, Astra options. Let's see, Astra. Okay, settings, theme editor. No, we don't want the theme editor. Maybe it is in the customizer. Container, nope. Let's do Astra options. No, we already did that. Custom layouts is not really what we want. Page headers is not what we want. Themes, customize is the customizer. Hmm. Site layouts is really what we want. Is there no... Yep, this is fine. Appearance, Astra options, site layouts. Customize global container site layout. Okay. So I had to remember how to use Astra, and we are going to go into the customizer, global, container, site layout. Nope, that's not actually what we want. Let's see. Astra starter sites is actually what we're looking for. Premium Astra starter sites. Yep, we have the Astra theme installed. Guess we have another plugin to add, Astra Premium Sites. That doesn't ring a bell, but I believe it. Astra add-on. We already did that. Okay, well, let's just start with one of the free sites. Appearance. Astra starter sites. What's going on? Maybe... Okay, so we got a license key issue. All right, so we're going to have to go to Astra. No. My account. Downloads. So this is all the stuff I've purchased for Astra, which is good. Now, where are my license keys? Here's licenses. Okay. So now, how do I put my license in here? Okay, we're gonna do that, activate the license. Okay, we did that. Now I'm assuming that at some point we're gonna see the actual premium sites. Okay. So Astra theme installed and activated, yeah. Okay. How to import? WordPress dashboard, appearance, Astra starter sites. Oh, so we need the Astra starter sites plugin? That really doesn't sound familiar. But okay. Okay. And we might as well enter our Beaver Builder license key while we're at it so we don't have to think about it. All right. So here we go. Save the license key. Now we go to plugins. I'm going to update Astra Pro, the plugin itself. And this is, there we go, ready to update. Okay, so we have Astra starter sites running. Now we can go here, and yeah, this is important. The Beaver Builder plugin is definitely the one I recommend. Haven't really heard of Brizzy. Elementor is okay. It's the second best page builder in WordPress, but it's a pretty big gap in my opinion between 1 and 2. And you would not want to try to build a site with Gutenberg as your page builder. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, and some of these you can see are like in the agency pricing tier, which I don't think we have access to. I'm just going to make sure that we don't. Yeah, so we'd have to, it's an upsell, we'd have to pay for that. But for the time being, I think I had my mindset on something that looks kind of like this. Yeah, I kind of like the bold look. The blue is a little heavy-handed. Let's see what else. This is kind of nice, clean. Barbershop. Car wash. Yeah, so I would say don't get too distracted by the titles. But what looks the way we're trying to get our site to look? I really liked this the first time I saw it. It's pretty flexible and just kind of a nice overall design in my opinion. Yeah, I think I'm choosing between this one and this one. I think this one feels a little more tech. So let's go with it. Growth marketer. All right. So all you do is click import site, and it really does take a couple of minutes some of the time. And some of the time it seems to go very quickly, like a few seconds. So we'll just sort of see. And while we're doing that, we can still use the back end. So let's just click around here a little bit. So yeah, you can see they've added quite a bit. They added this ultimate add-ons for Gutenberg that I don't intend to use. They're using WP Forms Lite, which I'm not going to want. But we're going to leave these things active for the time being. And as we go through, we're going to deactivate these things. They've added the free version of something called Ultimate Add-ons for Beaver Builder. So that's interesting. It's by the same people who built Astra, which is good because it means that it's going to be compatible with Astra, hopefully. So let's see how the import's going. Okay, so we're done. I'll go ahead and close this tab. All right, so here we are. So now we're ready to do the slightly magical part where I have this text written out, and with a good page builder, it's kind of as straightforward as, welcome, it looks like this is your first time using the builder, so I'm going to say no on that. It can be kind of as straightforward as just sort of using like a kind of like a drag and drop thing, kind of like you would use in Squarespace or something like that. So obviously we're going to need to do a little bit here. So we have two options. One would be we could sort of fiddle with it down here, or another is we can just take this heading, and instead of having one, we're going to have two. Now, this is just a spacer. So if we get rid of this, then we have kind of a wider look. Do I like how that looks? I like it okay. It is a little on the wide side. Let's see how this row is set up. So the content is fixed at 1200. If we made it 800, it's maybe a little too narrow. Let's say 1000. These are in pixels. Yeah, so this is just kind of a bulky sentence, so I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, so it's an H1, which we don't even want, actually. Yeah, but that's a little small. So let's just try 36 pixels. Okay, way too small. 40, 60. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe I'm just going to copy this one because it's actually quicker to copy the settings and cut and paste the actual text. These settings have errors, okay? Right, I get that. So I'm just going to paste this first. Get rid of this. How do I like this? Create clean, well-built WordPress sites with zero coding knowledge. I think this looks pretty good. We'll come back to it and see if we... Okay, so I don't need this. And this guy says, let's talk. We'll show you how. I'm actually not gonna all cap it like that because you can do that in typography. You go to font or style and you just upper transform it like that. Now the style itself is a little weird. It's got a manually set width, which we don't want really. Don't really want a custom height on it. In fact, none of this should be custom. Good, that looks a lot better. Do we want it left aligned? Sure. Looks kind of techy somehow. I think it's kind of cool. Now let's see what else is going on in this row. Where did they get the background image and how can we change it? Okay, so the actual blue... So there's a blue photo, but there's also a blue background, it looks like. And you can see that all this stock stuff got imported from the theme import that we did. So I'm actually just going to leave it as a flat color for now. Obviously, I'm going to want to change that, but for now, I think it looks good enough. Huh. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that guy here too. What I'm doing is I'm in the row settings. I'm just removing background images. Okay. Create clean, well-built WordPress sites with zero coding knowledge. This looks pretty good to me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drag this out a little bit because I want more space to work with. That's nice. Okay, so we've got some margins here. I'm not really sure why it has a left margin, so I'm just going to go ahead and set these to their defaults, which is actually a 20 pixel margin, but in 1 second, I'm going to go in and actually set everything to have a default margin of 0 because it's easier to start with no margins by default and add them back in Beaver Builder than vice versa. So for my global settings, I really just want 0 padding on my rows. And for my modules, I want 0 margins by default. All right. So that means I'm going to have to add padding and margins a lot more often than I would. But that's how I like it because I don't like margins creeping up on me. So let's actually give this a 20 pixel top margin, and you can see that now that gets added in. And the thing to always think about with this is, the changes you've made. So you can see I got rid of the margins on the rows, and you can see that that's letting stuff hit the entire edge. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, the issue is that the word WordPress is so big, and so is the word knowledge, that it's going to be a problem on a phone. So what we're going to do is we're going to bust this font size down to maybe 36 pixels on a phone. Let's see how we do on a tablet. On a tablet, I think it's fine, but on a phone, it's not. So we got desktop, tablet, we can just leave it the same. But then on a phone, we're gonna... That's my dog, she's sleeping. Lucy, wake up. Okay, so we're gonna, change this to 36. Good. So I'm just trying to look down and make sure that nothing is actually touching the edge. And it's not, which is good. And that is because the rows, do they have, so they do have manually set margins. I'm actually not sure why this isn't colliding with the edge. Feels like it should be. Let's look into that. Let's look at this row. Okay, so the content is fixed, but the width is 1200, right? So that's not causing what we're seeing here. I mean, this is a good thing. I don't want this running into the very edges, but I'm not clear why it's not running into the edges, and so that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. So this is as far as it'll get. It won't run all the way into the edges. Why not? Do we have padding? Okay, well that's my newborn, so I'm gonna have to go. So we'll pause the video here.